getting over this hump together. That's me, Evangelist Angie B., Amazon International #1 best-selling author, mother, daughter, sister, friend to some, entrepreneur. Angie B. is a mental health advocate, a motivational speaker, an ambassador for alopecia awareness, and media personality. Hello, everyone. I am the Queen Bee, Evangelist Angie B., and I'm honored to be here with you, a domestic violence survivor. She has endured physical and mental trauma and shares her testimonies around the world. Recently named by Contessa's Court, Women in Business 2023, we've been over some humps. And we getting over this hump together. Let's get it started.
Hey, everybody. It's me, the Queen Bee, Angie B. And I'm so excited about my guest tonight that I couldn't even wait for the top of the hour. So I'm going to let Dr. Vanessa Blackwell introduce herself. But before I do that, I want you to know why I'm so excited about her. Not only has she gathered hundreds of people together to become authors, not only has she trained us to become entrepreneurs, not only has she mothered us, but now she's gonna phase into the next portion where she's gonna be selling books and teaching us how to sell books. Because it's one thing to write a book, it's another thing to publish it. It's the third thing to get in there and get it done. So I'm thrilled. She's only going to be with us for a little bit. She's on the road. And so come on in, Dr. B. How you doing?
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for squeezing us in your schedule. And I know you're not gonna be before as long, I understand. But why don't you tell everybody a little bit about you that you want us to know?
Awesome. Well, I'm known as Dr. V, the best-selling book strategist, and I help individuals to become bestsellers in my projects. I'm so excited about the new project that we're working on. I'm a retired Army. I'm a mom, divorced. Been through that abuse too, that that marital stuff. Oh. But I'm a grief and joy restoration coach, and I became grief coach certified in 2012. And my youngest sister, she passed away, but I have lost all my siblings, 3 sisters and a brother, and both my parents are deceased. I'm the last one left out of 5. So I am creating a legacy for my family with books.
You certainly are. Yes, you certainly are. So I'm going to tell everybody. One thing that I love about you is that you thoroughly communicate. You develop a Facebook group. You put everybody in the group. You tag folks. You come in live. You tell us what's what and who's who. And I'm grateful that the books that I've been in with you have led to so many more connections with people that I don't think I ever would have had the opportunity to be connected to. So I am grateful. I am. Mm-hmm. Now,
yes.
No, go ahead.
Yes, I tell them that teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah.
We can't get to the top by ourselves. We need some help. So when we push and support each other, it's enough out here for all of us, and all it does is circulate. So I'm glad they're making connections.
Now tell me this one that's coming up is your 12th book or your 13th?
So this is my 20th book. This is my 5th one as a visionary, but I have 20 books out. Yeah, 20 books and steady writing. I actually have 2 more on the shelf that I have to launch before. I hope to launch before the end of the year.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Well, you got a comment from Felicia. She says she loves Coach Vanessa Blackwell, and she's one of the co-authors in Joy 365. And then she says she makes sure to support each and every one of us, and vice versa. You definitely do that. You definitely do. So tell me why the collaborations with the 90 people seem to work.
So when I first started off doing collaborations, I had a chapter book. Your wings were ready, but my heart was not.
Hmm.
And it
Hmm.
was 20 authors. And with a collaboration, you always give a number of words that they can, do in the
Right.
outline. But people was over and under and this, I was like, this book doesn't look good aesthetically, right?
Yeah.
So I said, so when we launched it, we made bestseller. Everybody was excited, and so was I. And they was like,
Hmm.
well, what are we gonna do next? I said, a devotional. Because
Oh.
devotionals are short and sweet. And for
Right.
another reason, my clients that's dealing with grief and loss, they can't concentrate. So they don't read long stuff, long chapter books and things like that.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
want something short, and for the day.
Hmm. 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 That makes
So
sense.
that's here.
I run into people all the time that say, people tell them they need to write a book or they got a story in them, but they have no way of knowing how to get started. How do you overcome those challenges with some of your 90 authors in some of the past books?
Well, I think because I'm upfront with them and I tell them, I started out doing collaborations. I was in the military serving and I didn't have time to write a whole book, right? Because they pulling you from stretching you in all kind of directions. But I really wanted to become an author, and I'm glad I started out in collaborations because I learned so much. I was actually in 8 collaborations before I started doing mine. I had some good
Right.
takeaways, some great takeaways, and some not so good. So
Mhm.
I said, I think I'm gonna create a project, a program, and I am going to teach my folks what I know. What I've learned along the way in writing my books.
You
And
did.
so I think that's why it's a win-win because I don't make it all about me. I have one page in the book just like everybody else. I just share some of the things the wins that I've had, and I share the losses because I want them to know that you can lose money. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know what you're doing.
Oh my goodness, yes. That's an understatement. That's an understatement. Okay, got to give some shout outs to Debbie Scarborough up in Tifton, Georgia. Thank you for watching. And Chi Smith over in Texas. Hey girl, hey girl. Thank you for watching. I do appreciate you. I do, I do. Okay, so I want you to tell me you are going from 90 authors in several collaborations to now 365 authors. Phew.
Woo wee, right? But it's fun. It is so much fun.
Okay.
I mean, it's a blessing to work with
Yeah.
the 300 and something people at one time.
Yeah.
We already have 225 in the group, and it's amazing because we are on one accord. And so
Yes.
that is what's really making it flow. It is
Okay.
just not, like I said, it's not about me. I have one page in the book as well, but I'm just the coach, and I mentor and guide and push everybody in the right direction. So we
Right.
are
Right.
moving, and the project is going very well. We have pastors, ministers, coaches, entrepreneurs, business women, and men. We have a child. She's like 7, and then we
Yes,
have a
she's
couple
so
of
cute.
teens. Yes.
Her grandmother sponsored her, and
Yes, yes,
I
yes. So
cannot
I'm so
wait to read
excited.
her portion.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So I guess it's for everyone, right?
Yeah.
Because there is no age limit. I just want people to find joy, to restore joy. And that's we need it in the world today.
Mm.
So just like I said, and then I think because we keep God in it, that He is blessing it, beyond our wildest imagination, and that is how Joy 365 is going so well. It really is. It's a blessing to be a part of this project. I actually feel like a flower in a garden where all of us are different flowers and we just blooming and growing
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
I'm so
That is so
excited about
cool.
it.
Okay, got a couple of
Yeah.
questions from some folks. One, the first question is, I really can't afford to be in a collaboration, but I want to be. Do you have any suggestions? And so I told them to watch tonight because
Yes, absolutely. What do you mean you can't afford this? This This collaboration is one of the least expensive collaborations that you'll ever be in. I'm real for real. It was normally $365, but it's my birthday month, so I have a special, and it's only $300 to join us. I'm telling you, it will be the best $300 that you ever spent, and I can guarantee you that you will make it back with this book 5 to 10 times over, because I'm going to teach you how to sell the books. We'll go into a pre-launch in June, and we're going to start selling the book before the book is released. So there is no money shortage over here, because I sell t-shirts. I do a little bit of it all. So I need you to call me or contact me, email me, text me on Facebook, send me an inbox, and I will see how I can get you in this project. Because
there's a contact information at the bottom of the screen, y'all. Is right down there. There it is. There it is. But I wanted to encourage some people also that when you're looking at collaboration, that's an investment in a business. And business people all over the world say you don't use your own money to start a business. You get $5-6 from this person, $100 from that person. You know, you ask them to invest in you and bless them with a shout out in your story, you know, maybe, or order a book specifically for them so that they can then show it to people and say, if you want your own book, it's what you got to do. But that was the first question. Somebody said they just could not afford it. When I knew that you had the answer to that. So Felicia is saying it's well worth it, especially when you're on the international bestseller list. Now, you are an international bestseller, Dr. V. So tell us what does that mean?
So you can make bestseller on Amazon, and then you can make #1 bestseller. So we always shoot for #1, but we have authors that's all over the world. So we do have a great chance of hitting international bestsellers, because when we start promoting, they'll be promoting too. And so they'll help us to hit international bestsellers. So that's like 2 titles for one. Yes.
I tell you, I have been honored to be a part of your books, not just because of the status and the title that we get later, but I've learned so much. I truly have. Networking and entrepreneurship. I appreciate the fact that you teach us a little bit about how to make money even on top of book sales. For example, you're always using the gifts and talents that God gave you. These t-shirts are I love it. Where did the t-shirt idea come from, Doc?
Yeah, so when with my books, I was always looking for t-shirt vendors. And when COVID hit, and a lot of times you can't get a good price where you can really mark it up, you know, to make money from it, you know, make it a good profit. So when I got me a heat press during COVID, and I was doing masks, and for masks I got me a little Cricut machine, because my mask was flying out the window. I was like, I got some extra money, I can invest in a Cricut too, right? So I got a Cricut and a heat press, and now I can do tumblers, bags, and I can do everything I need for my brand and for authors' brands as well. So co-authors reach out to me and they say they're starting a book, and they got a book and they want some t-shirts. So I do their t-shirts for their books and brand too. Like I said, in retirement, now I can finally say that I really work for me and, you know, doing things that I absolutely love.
So that brings me to the second question. Somebody said, why do I need to sell t-shirts and everything else? Why can't I just sell books when I go out?
Well, that's totally up to the individual, but I'm telling you that if you have some nice t-shirts, a lot of times people don't want to read your books, but they love them t-shirts that you got hanging, them the sayings, the quotes on the t-shirts, right? Will draw them to your table. One time I was at a vending event on a military base, and I was sitting there with my books. And it was a young lady across from me. She was selling t-shirts, and I mean, she sold about 40 t-shirts to my 2 books that I sold. And I was like, wait a minute, I might, you know, be onto something here. I really need to look at this, right? So I asked her, hey, and her t-shirts were white with black slogans on them, right? I was like, all these white t-shirts going walking off the
Mhm.
table, right?
Wow.
And I'm like, they was $25 a piece, but that girl was selling some shirts, okay? So like I
Wow.
said, and with books, you can create your own products around your brand. So if you want to
Okay.
make more money, it's okay to make money. Like sell 10 books, that's $200 if your books are $20. But if you sell 10 books and 10 t-shirts too, that's $500. You see
Mhm.
what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
can double, yeah, your profit, and you can create bundles. So
Oh,
you can sell like have a sale for the t-shirt and the book. These are
okay.
together today. You get two for 40. You see what I'm saying? People
Yeah.
think that way they get a deal because normally you would sell the t-shirt for 25 and the book for 20. So they,
Right.
today they get the special, the $40, right?
Okay.
But it
Okay.
helps, right?
I
Yeah.
got you. I remember when you said you don't want anybody to leave your table empty-handed. So you got to
Mm-mm.
offer enough to keep them interested and excited. That made
Right.
a big difference. A big difference.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, tell us about um, how I know you talked about the bundles, but what other tips do you have for authors out here that got books on their shelves and they love to write, but they just don't seem to be able to get the books sold? Other than the bundles, what else can you can you suggest for us?
Promote every day. Promote
Mhm.
every day.
Okay.
Do not, and use different avenues. I mean, like I'm on Facebook because Facebook works better for me, but people be on Clubhouse, TikTok. What social media platform can you get your books? Because a lot of times when you're selling books, you have to get outside the zip code. You see what I'm saying? You can't stay at home and just in your zip code and on your front porch and expect to sell a lot of books because
Right, right.
people are, family and friends at home, they are clappers. That's your cheering squad. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They're
but
getting
they're
ready to
not
see
gonna
that
write
your
no
book sale.
reviews. They not gonna
Mm-mm.
they're not gonna read it, and they're not gonna tell nobody else about it. They gonna just say, "Well, I supported you," and that's about it. I got you. I got you.
Yeah, yeah. So if you get outside of your zip code, then you can, sell books. Really, I mean, like I said, I sell books every day. I am on either social media, promoting the Joy 365, or selling books. And then once you narrow down who your niche is for, you can sell it to organizations, churches, barbershops, hair, wherever you go. If you go to a doctor's appointment, that doctor needs some books because he have you sitting out there in that waiting room. So can you buy some of my books and put them out there so people can read
Yeah,
it?
yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And then Felicia is saying pop-up shops are in the
Yes,
community, and I know
yes,
I'm
I love
planning.
vending.
I'm trying to plan a trip to go see my dad for his birthday, and I started looking up, what are the pop up shops in the area. So yeah, Felicia, that makes perfectly good sense. Perfectly good
Mm-hmm.
sense.
Yes, I
Okay,
love vending events.
so I do have something special I want to share with you in case you didn't know it. You joined us in Daytona Beach a couple of years ago. You were a vendor at the Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Beauty Bazaar, and you brought your granddaughter with you, and my niece and your granddaughter. Ooh, they just hit it off. It was really great. But
Yeah.
as you were there supporting alopecia awareness, a woman bought your t-shirt that said best-selling author. Laretha Simon tells this story. She said, I bought this t-shirt and my pastor had been telling me that she thinks that I'm a writer and I've been needing to write and I just didn't know how. And she kept that t-shirt and she wore it all the time. And within the next year, Laretha not only had two audiobooks that she had written and we had produced for her, and she was selling them. Like she lived in a senior building. She would tell people, come
Mhm.
on over and get some refreshments and listen to an audiobook and then pay me. And so she she was getting that done. But then she was in a collaboration, made international number one, and then she was in one of yours. So I want you to know you are planting seeds. You are inspiring people with everything that you have, and I thank you. It's been wonderful watching
Thank you.
Laretha.
Thank
It's been
you.
wonderful. It's been wonderful.
Yes, I've
So,
been wondering where she was. So tell her I said hello and she needs to give me a call because I haven't talked to her.
well,
Like,
Laretha officially retired, and now Laretha is full time ministry. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah, she be working on things with church and her pastor, and I'm proud of that, because there are a lot of working people that say, "Ooh, I want to quit my job and be full-time ministry," and some folks got to retire before they can do something else full-time.
Right.
I
Right.
like what you said earlier about, now that you're retired, you're able to use a lot more of your gifts and talents. So
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about retirement initially for you.
Well, when I retired in 2017 from the military, I was 57. And like I said, I don't have a spouse, and I would not get nobody else's retirement but mine, because me and my husband have been divorced for years. So
Yeah,
no bennies besides mine, right?
yeah.
And then I have two daughters and seven grandchildren. So I said, "Ooh, this is going to be, right?" But the military, it's pretty decent retirement, and I'm thankful for that. However, with them seven grandkids, right, it wasn't going far enough, right? I was
Oh,
like, this is like, I have to do something, right? And
mhm,
then I wanted to teach them too, because like I said, with my nieces and nephews, they're grown now, but they have kids and family. And the fact that their mom is not here, I feel like, I'm auntie. So if they call, you see what I'm saying, I feel like, hey, I'm supposed to step up. And,
mhm.
because that's what I would have expected from my sisters and brother.
Right,
So I
right,
try to position myself, hey, if something,
right,
get yourself financially situated here. Because my
right.
dad told me one thing. He used to always say that it doesn't mean because it's not raining today that you don't need an umbrella. So
Ooh, there you go. That's a
yes,
wise man. That's a wise man.
okay.
That's
So
even
I
in
always remember that.
that's one of my
Yes.
favorite scriptures, Ecclesiastes. You don't
Hmm.
know what's gonna happen in the land, so you got to have variety of. Yeah, I got you. I got you. I got you. So go
Hmm.
ahead. So you retired, and I remember you talking about how you wanted to help make entrepreneurs out of your grandchildren
Yes,
after
I
you
wanted to
retired.
teach them some things because, like I said, a lot of times that when they're young, they can't figure out what kind of job they want. They're all over the place, especially with boys. Now, girls do pretty good; they can kind of figure it out. But boys, they be all over the place, right? My son,
Mhm.
grandsons, five of them, right? And I was like, okay, if y'all can't find, especially with COVID, oh, they was driving me crazy. Oh, I
Oh
can't
no.
find a job. I can't do this and that. I was
Mhm.
like, okay, well, you can press these T-shirts because you sure not gonna keep on walking my 20s and 40s out my purse, okay?
Mhm.
So,
Mhm. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
we started doing the T-shirts, and then they would help me package up the masks if we was pressing masks or whatever. And
Mhm.
even with the books, they do, I have them, hey, helping me to ship, label, or whatever.
Mhm.
So we
Mhm.
can,
Mhm.
yeah.
It ain't no allowance. You gonna work for it. I got you.
Yes, exactly. Because like I said, you can't keep giving them. I mean, they say you got to teach them how to fish, right? So yes,
Mhm.
they got to pay just like,
Mhm. Mhm. Okay, so I know you gotta go soon. I do have maybe one or two more questions for you.
Okay.
Somebody wants to know, uh, is it better to self-publish or work with a publisher? And I don't want this to be one-sided. So I know you are a publisher, and I want you to share that. And then later on,
Mhm.
we'll talk about self-publishing. But I just like to say I have two children, and I gave birth both ways you can give birth, vaginally and C-section. And I didn't
Okay.
care as long as they came out all right. So tell
Okay.
us, what are some of the advantages of working with you as a publisher?
Well, like I said, if you've never published a book, I highly recommend that you get in a collaboration so you can learn some stuff before you go out and get a publisher, right? Because a publisher has a publishing package that you can definitely purchase, and they going to give you the book is going to be published. However,
Mhm.
it will not be. They won't teach you how to sell it, right? So when the book launches and you say, okay, the book is published, and now I have all these books, and what do I do with them? They don't. That's not included in the package,
Mm-mm.
right?
Marketing is not
And
included. Yeah.
no.
Mm-mm.
And then
Mm-mm.
with your first book, if you self-publish, as long as you know the ins and outs, it's fine to self-publish, right? You can get the steps to self-publish, but is your book really? Is it okay? So if you say if it's $20 or $25, I'm gonna charge for my book. Is it worth 25? You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
You
Mhm.
gotta make sure that the product that you're offering is has the value in it. that you're requesting. Because when people buy the first book, they say, oh, I got your first book. When is your next one coming out? But if your first book is trash, you see what I'm saying, then they're going to say, well, yeah, I bought the last one. I'm not buying another one. You see what I'm saying? They're not even going to look. They say it's a nice cover, but I don't want to even see what's inside. So there's a lot of things that you should know, even about the cover, whether you should purchase your own ISBNs, all of that you need to know before you jump out here. Because like I said, it's a lot going on in it. You know, just like in life, in the publishing world, the book industry, all of it, you know, just learn some ins and outs. And collaborations are a great way to do that. You learn as you're going along the process, the steps needed to publish a book.
Okay, so now that you're about to get the last 100 folks that you need, the last 50 folks that you need, or however many folks you need, what will happen with this book? All the authors will have their stories published. It'll be in a book, and then how do viewers get the book? How do viewers grasp 365 stories? Oh.
So they will so with the book, they will okay, the book is going to be compiled into 365 authors, and they can purchase the book. I highly recommend, if they want the printed books, that they get it from the co-authors, the ones that shares the book with them. That way we'll create a win-win. You know, I tell them they don't have to purchase the book from me on Amazon, because my co-authors are out there selling it too. If you get it from me, I prefer you to get printed books, because you make more money off of a printed book than you do. So I prefer everybody, once we make bestseller, go back to the co-author that, you know, share this opportunity with you and purchase it from them.
Okay.
So everybody can make some money.
Sounds good. And before I let you go, I just want folks to see, this is not Dr. V's first rodeo. Joy Comes in the Morning was a 90-day devotional, and it made #1, and just so many. Finding joy in the journey. This ain't the first time she doing this. So Dr. V, I'm gonna let you run on to your next appointment. I appreciate your time. And we'll be talking.
Well, like I said, do want them to reach out, because like I said, we have a special, and we would love to have you join us to share some of the like I said, it's just not about me. It's going to be 363 other authors besides you and I, and the lovely Angie B will be in there too. But it's a lot of stuff that we can teach you over here, and I'm willing to do so. We will be on billboards, magazines, and TV this time. We going big. Yes, we go all the way in. Because it's like I said, the time is now. The season is now for books and collaborations. Everything has a season, and the time is now. Absolutely. So don't make excuses about $300, because that's not a lot of money. You go get your nails done, feet done, everything. Now you better make an investment in you, so you can learn some stuff, because we got to continue to eat out here. You know, it is serious. I mean, the cost of living for apartments is ridiculous. Gas is high. Everything is expensive. So if you don't learn some things to create your own books, brand, products, whatever it's going to be, you're going to be short.
Yeah, and definitely.
I did it because I wanted to create a legacy for my kids and my grandkids. Now, what you do it for is your own personal reason. But like I said, it's going to be worth it in the end. These books will outlive us.
Yeah, absolutely. And they will outlive us, whether they own your shelf or somebody else's shelf. So
exactly. Yes.
Dr. V, I love you. I appreciate you. Enjoy your next appointment. I'm gonna let you go, but we got more of the show coming up, so we don't want you to go anywhere. I'm so grateful for Dr. V's time and her knowledge and wisdom. It makes all the difference in the world. So let me show you a little video from the last book I was in with her, Joy Comes in the Morning. Felicia, I appreciate all your comments. I hope you stick around for just a little bit. We got some more exciting information to share with each and every one of you. It's me, the Queen Bee, Evangelist Angie B, and you are watching We Getting Over This Hump Together. The reason we have this show is because people have challenges and they think that the problem is bigger than anything that they could ever contend with or handle alone. And so we always try to introduce you to solutions or ways that you can get over the hump and to let you know that you're not here by yourself. So I do want you to know that. Got a very special shout out for Eric Simmons Jr. Thank you for watching, and thanks so much to Felicia for being here. Want you to know we praying for the sick and the shut in, and we rebuking sore throats in the name of Jesus, because I'm in the middle of narrating a project and I don't need to be losing my voice right this second. But this is the month of May. This is the day the Lord has made. We're rejoicing and we're glad in it. And it's also the month of May. And so got a couple of quick videos that I want to show you as we celebrate my birth month and Mother's Day during the month of May. Okay, we'll be right back.
Tam here, coming to you from Favored. May is Maternal Mental Health Month. Yes, it is a thing. Did you know that women of any age, race, culture, and income level can experience perinatal anxiety, depression, and other mood disorders? That symptoms normally start to develop when a woman is pregnant and through their first year after childbirth? And that there are well-researched and well-effective methods for which a person can recover? There is. And this is where Maternal Matters Favored come in. We provide counseling, support groups, and a life skills program to parents and backing them up while they're balancing out parenthood and life all at one time. Remember, there's no manual to parenting, but there is a tribe for every parent. We hope that you join us.
A Mother's Heart, an anthology by visionary Teresa Jordan, featuring 9 phenomenal co-authors. This book is created for men and women around the world. It is dedicated to mothers from the past, present, and future. We thank you for your resilience, strength, and unconditional love. We honor you for the countless times you have been problem solvers, held things together, and became a superwoman to many. You are appreciated, and your great work and contributions will continue to be celebrated. Quote, "But Jesus beheld them and said unto them, With men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible." End quote. Matthew chapter 19, verse 26. Our prayer is that these powerful stories will transform your life, creating pivotal moments for you, and also be responsible for leaving permanent marks in your heart. Our prayer is that every story is an inspiration to you going forth. A Mother's Heart, compiled by Triumphant Magazine, Published by Triumphant Magazine Publishing. Promotional support by Angie B. Productions. And narrated by me, the Queen Bee, Evangelist Angie B. A Mother's Heart, an anthology.
Ma, 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 ma.
We parents need to understand that our children may know the pitfalls that we taught them, yet they will sometimes have to drag themselves out of their own pits in order to learn to reach up for God instead of reaching up for us, steering them in the direction of God Almighty. That is the best way to raise an adult child. Why hearing God's voice is essential to motherhood. Written by Evangelist Angie B. and published by Ladero Press.
Ma.
Okay, dokie, got some more shout outs today. Shout out to Jasmine. I just finished a delightful dinner that she put together for me. So thank you, Jasmine. It's one thing when you go in somebody else's kitchen and you're looking at their seasoning. It's another thing when they just tell you what to use. So thank you. I appreciate you. Shout out to Jasmine's big sister Angela. And hey girl, thank you for watching, and thank you for spending time with your house guests. You know, there have been times when I've told people, and I ain't talking about nobody, but there have been times I've told people, I'm coming to town. You think we could spend a little bit of time together? And they're like, yeah, come on, we'll spend some time together. And then I'm spending time at the house while they're at work, and then they come home. So I'm very proud of you, dear, for spending some time with your out-of-town house guests. That's good. That's a good thing. Now, a couple of quick announcements to make. Our youth writing program starts in just a couple of weeks. It's called Youth Entrepreneur Author Program. It is a virtual workshop where we are teaching students, not only teaching them, but we are helping them and encouraging them to write. Okay, they'll be able to write a story, no word count, none of that other stuff. We just want you to write. Okay, then they're going to learn to critique each other's writing. Not bullying, but just say, hey, I don't understand this. Should we put a comma here? Should we put a comma there? Two reasons for that. When you read somebody else's writing, you can help them with editing, and you can even write a review for them. And we authors all need reviews, right? So during the multiple week program, these students are going to be introduced to entrepreneurs. They're going to come in. Hopefully Dr. V can pop in for 10, 15 minutes and talk to them about the business of being an author. You got to know how to buy wholesale, sell retail. You got to know that if the book sells for $10, you don't spend $10 on a video game. You spend maybe $4 to get another book to replace the one you sold. So these are some of the things that the presenters are going to come and talk to the students about. Okay. Then midway through the program, they will start to write reviews and help to edit each other's projects. And then the narrators will come in and narrate their chapters, set it to background music, teach them about the ISBN. And before the program is over, they will be a published author with their own audiobook. Then the manuscript is turned over to one of our publishing partners to turn it into a soft cover book. And the prayer is that before Christmas sales, before the holiday hits, Each participant will have a book in their hand that then they can go around to say, listen, this is my chapter that I wrote. But if you want the whole book, you can get it from me and fill your Christmas shopping list. Isn't that cool? So the information for Yep is at the bottom of the screen. It's going to run the course of the summer. The students will have a morning, Tuesday morning, I think at 10 or 11, and then Friday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where they can participate once or twice a week for 1 hour in each class. Now, the cost of the workshop is $50 per student, but I don't want you to worry about that. We've had some sponsors to say, here you go, NGB, just take this and sponsor a student. Take this and sponsor a student, okay? So we've got one college student who's already sponsored and ready to go. And we've got a group of young ladies in Dayton, Ohio, the gyms, they're ready to go. We've got some STEMs, science, technology, engineering, math students in Volusia County, Daytona Beach, Florida, that are ready to go. So I'm just thrilled that folks in different areas will be able to meet and network. And what we'd really like to do is have their writing contributed to, turned in for school so they can get some additional credit. But we're going to do one thing at a time. So if you have a student or if you know a student and you want to get them enrolled in Yep, please visit the Facebook page that you now see scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Yep, I'm an author. And let's get them enrolled, okay? Now, got another quick video to show you about the Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Beauty Bazaar. Registration is now open. You got to get your hotel room. Then you got to pay for your weekend retreat, which is $75. Got to get your travel taken care of. But let me show you this one quick little spot, and then we'll come back and talk about it some more.
Save the date, September 14th through 17th, 2023, for the 7th Annual Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Weekend Retreat for Alopecia Awareness. Our travel partner this year is Stephanie Fowler. Call her for your arrangements at 470-331-1788. The 7th Annual Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Weekend Retreat for Alopecia Awareness. Our theme this year is completion, keeping our faith over the struggle. Log on to boldbeautifulandbald.com for more information. Bold, beautiful, and bald.
Yep, that's what we were talking about with Dr. V. She came and she was a vendor 2 years ago at the Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Beauty Bazaar. This September will be our 7th alopecia awareness event. And she came for the whole weekend. Her granddaughter had a ball with my niece. They stayed in the swimming pool. They got all shriveled up and raisiny looking, and they was thrilled. So she during the weekend retreat, we have networking by the pool. We had all white party. We're all of us alopecians dressed in white, and it is an awareness building activity. It used to be we went on a dinner boat cruise, but now with our new venue, our new hotel, let me tell you, if you know anything about NASCAR and Daytona Beach and that new little strip mall they built across from the Indy 500, it's got ice cream, it's got restaurants, it's got a video arcade, it's a movie theater. Can you imagine 20, 30, 50 bald people all dressed in white just strolling down to I can imagine it. And that's what we're gonna be doing on Friday. So yeah, we check in on Thursday, meet and greet and network by the pool. Friday morning, we have support group and informational workshops. The informational workshops, that's where our sponsors come in and they tell us a little bit about products and services that will be very, very good for us. One year we learned about Ruby Ribbon, the wireless supports, supports. We had a sponsor one year who came and taught us how to do our head wraps, which, I still practice on every year, and you'll see me on Wednesday with different head wrap. So if you'd like to be a sponsor, or you'd like to participate in the weekend retreat, or if you just want to come in Saturday and set up and be a vendor. Now, let me tell you, okay? Don't tell nobody else what I'm about to tell you, okay? I'm about to tell you something special, okay? The people that come as a vendor, they register early, and they get exclusivity, okay? So somebody asked me why I got to register in May if it ain't until September. I'm telling you, baby, because by July, August, we sold out. Last September, we sold out inside. We had to start selling spots outside. So you can have outdoor spot, you can have indoor spot, but you better not wait till 2 days before to get your vendor space, okay? Somebody else wanted to know, well, how many people do you anticipate coming through? Okay, now this part is real important, and I'm gonna turn off the music for this part because I want to be sure you hear me, okay? Our venue is the Museum of Arts and Science. That is a Smithsonian museum. That means it's a nonprofit organization, and the government helped take care of it. So when you have a museum like that, the museum has to have one free admission day per year. Okay? Just one day. It could be a state park, could be a museum. One day where they have to give back to the community, right? Guess what day is the free admission day? It's the day we have our beauty bazaar. So not only do we have 25 registered vendors, each with 10 admission tickets that they can sell or share, okay? Not only do we generally have sponsors that have admission tickets that they distribute to their employees, but we've also got free admission at the museum, where people just stroll into the museum because they know it's free admission day, and they're like, oh, there's a fashion show. Oh, there's a lady selling perfume. Oh, I love books. There's people back, because folks that go to museums, they a little sophisticated, and they like to buy books. So authors are welcome to come there. The founder and director of the largest book festival in the state of Florida is always there. So then you could talk to her about coming back to Daytona Beach in February to be a part of the Fresh Book Festival. It's all of that. And as you can see, our vendors and sponsors are getting promotion in the month of May. So the sooner you register to be a vendor, the sooner the promotion starts. I had a vendor a couple of years ago that sold some stuff before the event just because we kept promoting her. She said she made her vendor money back about a month before the event started. Now, I'm just telling you, you ain't got to pay the $75 weekend registration until you arrive, okay? What we encourage you to do is book your hotel room, because the group rates are only good until August 14th. Okay. Get that out the way, because last year we sold out 28 hotel rooms, and the hotel was fussing because they just didn't have no more rooms. So don't be like that and end up at another hotel down the street because you waited too long. Okay. So the weekend retreat takes place September 14th through the 17th. The one-day beauty bazaar is on the 16th. It all takes place in Daytona Beach, Florida. And if you have products, services, health, beauty, fashion, we had a couple designers last year. Oh man, it was just fabulous. But we'll tell you more about that as time comes by. Hi, Angela. I see you said hi to me. Thank you so much. Okay, so a couple things that Dr. Vanessa inspired some of us to do, and that is to create our own anthologies. Okay, the doctor has spoken. She taught us how to do it, and that is what we are doing. However, Here at NGB Productions, we do our anthologies just a little bit differently because we produce audiobooks. We produced the audiobook for Dr. Venice's last two projects, Joy Comes in the Morning and Finding Joy in the Journey. Okay, so you can also talk to her about getting those audiobooks. But since we produce audiobooks, we are producing audiobook anthologies. We did it during the pandemic with Confinement Chronicles. Nearly 50 people shared their pandemic story. And now that book is available on our website, Confinement Chronicles, in both print and audiobook. And now we've got a couple more anthologies that would love to have a story from you. So I'm going to play these brief videos to introduce them to you. I know some of you have sent in some questions. I'll answer those questions as soon as we get back. Don't go anywhere, you guys. You're watching We Getting Over This Hump together.
Did you grow up in a church that offered testimony time? It was generally a 30-minute session before service began where congregants could stand up and share something good that happened to them during the past week. Well, this audiobook is all about testimonies, medical survival stories, car accidents, a lack of faith, and more. Stories from people just like you that found themselves wondering, am I going to die? I thought I was dead. Stories of survival that will inspire, transcend, and encourage your mind. An audiobook anthology compiled by evangelist Angie B. Produced by Angie B. and Barty Productions. Coming soon. On April 1st, 2023, our Father woke me up to begin this writing. As my computer awoke from sleep mode, a Facebook memory popped up. At first, I didn't want to read it and fall down that rabbit hole of clicking and reading and clicking and scrolling. I had spent March 31st in the ebbs and flows of life, receiving great news and experiencing greater stress. During my waking hours, I longed for a peaceful night of rest, and last night did not disappoint. Now I see how God has allowed me to begin my healing from the grief. A marriage separation is a precarious place to be. On one hand, you miss the good times you shared with another. On the other hand, you find yourself traveling the cycles of grief, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance, as defined by a psychiatrist in 1969. This next part of my story made me smile, laugh, and rejoice over the memory. It made me see just how far I have come with my healing towards acceptance. The Winds of Change by evangelist Angie B.
Now, those are the two audiobooks that we invite you to be a part of. Submission fee is 75. You will be a part of the audiobook anthology. And once it is out and you have made your $75 investment back, then we will look for a publisher, probably Dr. Vanessa, but we will look for a publisher collectively and get that going. So just feel free to use the contact information that you see scrolling at the bottom of the screen. We would love to be able to share your story. Like I said, during the pandemic, we worked with several people to share their alopecia story, their cancer story, what happened when the doors of the church closed, what happened to the babies, especially the ones who was at home trying to navigate school by themselves. It was just a mess. It was a mess. The book is powerful, but that whole thing was a mess. So final reminder, enroll your students in our virtual summer writing series. Yep, I'm an author, youth entrepreneur author program. Our very first book is right there on the screen, Emerging from the Curve. Those students from an elementary school in Dearborn, Michigan participated, and they have an audiobook and they have a printed book. So we are excited about that. Now, if you did not see Dr. Vanessa's contact information earlier, I'm going to put this back up here because we want you to get in on her book. This is the last anthology she will do. And then she says, you know, she's going to be out there with the rest of us selling books. So there's her contact information, 240-270-1522. You can find Best-Selling Book Strategist on Instagram and Facebook, or send an email to bestsellingbookstrategist@gmail.com. Bestsellingbookstrategist.com is the website. And she, like she said, she's got grandparents and kids, and there's just a plethora of folks already in the book. So don't feel like your story isn't good enough, because I promise you it is. And I promise you somebody's going to read it and be like, oh, I went through that. Or, I should have tried this. Or, okay, so don't keep your story to yourself. That's like a pastor with a good sermon and just leave it in the computer. At least go online and anyway. at least. Got a very special shout out for those of you that sent me birthday gifts. Oh, Lord, thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. You know, when you're going through a transition and things are changing, sometimes you just you need more than you think you do, and so Evangelist Tahara, thank you. God is with me and you and thee. And I do believe that the Lord touched several of you to say, hey, you need to send this. I remember right around my birthday, I spent my last, this just being real, I spent my last 25. And it was funny looking at my bank account. It said 0.10. I think there was like a penny left in the account. I said, okay, Lord, it's on you. What you want me to wear, what you want me to do, what you want me to. And then next thing I know, bling, bling. I'm like, what is this bling, bling? Somebody had cash after me $30 for my birthday. See, Lord, God is with thee. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. All right. Don't forget, we have free scholarships for students to enroll in YUP, the Youth Entrepreneur Author Program. Registration for the Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Weekend Retreat is now open. Go to boldbeautifulandbald.com. It's the third weekend in September in Daytona Beach, Florida. Yes, if you have hair, you can come. We don't discriminate. We just need you to know that we the finest things in the room, because you know, we bold, beautiful, and bald, okay? Felicia says this is her first anthology with Dr. V. She's an author with Black Angel Publishing and media. Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Our agency, NGB Productions, partners with other publishing companies to produce their audiobooks. And so, Felicia, I'm glad we got a chance to chit chat right quick. Okay, you guys, we got like 5 minutes left in the show, and it seems like I have almost run out of time. But I do have just a couple more things that I want to tell you about. Um, Shout out to Juanita Banks Whittington. She allowed our team to produce her audiobook, and I had the opportunity to work with one of our youth narrators. Okay. NGB Productions will take a young person and train them to be a narrator and work with them to be a narrator so that their voice can be in projects. And so I just want to introduce you to I Love My Daddy by Juanita Banks Whittington.
I love my daddy. He gives me hugs and kisses when he wakes me up. He helps me make mommy's tea in the morning. He always reads a book to me before bedtime.
I Love My Daddy is a heartwarming children's book about the special bond between a little girl and her father. It follows a day in the life of a little girl and her daddy. Produced for audiobook by NGB Productions.
Narrated by me, Ramona Young.
And narrated by me, the Queen Bee, Angie B.
Ramona, Miss Angie, Miss Angie B loves you. Oh my goodness, honey. I love working with you. You are a director's dream. If I say do it like this, you do it like this. If your mom says do it like that, you do it like that. Oh, I hope you enjoy narrating as much as we enjoy listening to you. And I am thrilled. I am so grateful. I'm excited about working with young people and their voices. And the only problem we have is when the young men, their voices start to change a little bit. Then we gotta we gotta figure something else out. So thank you, Felicia. I hear you got a book about your mother that needs audio. Praise the Lord. I'm working on a project right now for a pastor out of Orlando, Florida. He actually recorded some of his story. Our team member transcribed his recordings and did the editing for the manuscript as well. And so when we get ready to narrate the audiobook, we're going to put some actual clips from his recordings in there. I think that will be so powerful, don't you think? I think that's going to be. I think that's going to be beautiful. Okay, very special shout out to VeluciaBusinessWomen.com. Let me put that up here on the screen for you. VeluciaBusinessWomen.com was founded and truly was inspired by Dr. Vanessa Blackwell. There were a couple of authors who really needed a website presence to be able to sell their books, and they were just trying to figure out how to get it done. So Laretha Simon and I, before Laretha retired, we said, you know what? Maybe we can put something together and make it affordable for people. And so we created Volusia Business Women as an affordable business website listing. It's got a shop page and it's got a calendar section. So let me tell you, for $30 a year, you can have your business, your picture, your bio, you can have your business listed on the website for a year. And then throughout the year, I'm giving shout outs like I am right now. You're invited to special events like we've got coming up. I mean, it's $30 a year. Now, say you don't have a website at all and you need one. For $75 for the year, you can have a customized URL. That means VelusiaBusinessWomen.com/Sandy Jane or whatever your name is, okay? And then you can put your books, your businesses, your special events. You can do all that for a year. We need to keep it affordable, because you've got to invest in purchasing your audiobook. Now, once you purchase the audiobook, you ain't got to buy it again. You got it one time. Every time you sell it, you making your money back and making profit. Okay. Use that profit to buy the softcover books. You really need to do that. And then you really need to reinvest. Okay. Just want you to know that. Okay, so a couple of you had some questions. Hey, Rikia Beverly, everybody's favorite teacher. We love you and we appreciate you. Thanks for watching, Sonia Bennett. Feel better. Drink your water. See, got my water. Drink your water. We praying for the sick and the shut in. And I'm rebuking this sore throat. I'm not gonna have it. But somebody wanted to know if I did any public speaking, because they have a conference coming up and they need some speakers. So I said, let me show you this video. Okay.
Let's Change Together. 4th annual event. Women's Love Within Conference. Let's change together. Women's Love Within can be understood as the practice of cultivating self-love, self-acceptance, and self-compassion among women. It involves developing a positive and nurturing relationship with oneself, embracing one's strengths, weaknesses, and imperfections, and treating oneself with kindness and respect. The concept of women's love within recognizes that women often face societal pressures and expectations that can undermine their self-esteem and self-worth. These pressures can come in the form of beauty standards, gender roles, and cultural norms that dictate how women should look, behave, and think. By prioritizing women's love within, women can learn to counteract these negative influences and build a strong sense of self that is not dependent on external validation. This can lead to increased confidence, resilience, and overall well-being. Women's love within can be fostered through various practices, such as self-reflection, mindfulness, self-care, and self-compassion exercises. This will be our first year streaming live. For more information, please visit barnettpublishing.org. That's barnettpublishing.org. Promotional consideration for this event is provided by Business with a Heart and Angie B Productions.
Ooh, yeah, I'm going to be a part of that. That's a virtual event. Shout out to Maisha Barnett Publishing for including me. Yes, I know I'm going overtime. It's after 8 o'clock. I know my daddy done switched us off and he watching whatever comes on TV at 8 o'clock. I know I'm trying to hurry. But I am excited about that conference. I hope that you register to join us. And if you cannot find the registration link, just get at me. Just send me a message and I will be sure to send it to you. Not a problem. Okay, Thursday night, tomorrow night is Thursday Night Abundance. We will be bringing you an abundance of speaking, teaching, and information that will encourage and inspire you. Tomorrow night, we're learning about anxiety from mental health counselor and therapist, Shakana Downs. This is Mental Health Awareness Month. And yes, my very first book is Last Week I Wanted to Die. That's the title of my first book. And it talked about the 3 suicide attempts that were on my life. The devil was trying to take me out. And God said, nope, she needs to be around so she can wear pink lipstick. Okay. So just wanted to let y'all know. Tomorrow night is Thursday Night Abundance. Please tune in. The same place you're watching us now, tune in at 7 p.m. If you're following me on Facebook, or if not, you can follow live with Evangelist Angie B on YouTube. You'll see it that way. You can follow Angie B Tour on Twitter. That's ANGIEBEE Tour on Twitter. On Facebook, we're in a couple of other groups. You can even come back here. We getting over this hump together to see it. And now we will be broadcasting weekly on Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Beauty Bazaar on Facebook because our sponsors are getting promotion through each of our shows. So log in tomorrow night, 7 p.m. for Thursday Night Abundance, and weekdays from 6 to 8 a.m. I'm here bringing you the best in holy hip hop, Christian, and gospel rap music. Thanks to the Jericho Broadcast Network and Roy Evans. We are praying for you, Brother Roy. The Jericho Broadcast Networks has a plethora of TV and radio networks, and I kick off the morning show on the Gospel Network with Mornings with the Queen Bee. So if you're up from 6 to 8, just, you ain't got to watch. If you do watch, you'll be able to see a couple of music videos because I slide them in there in between the music. But we've got new music, classics. We got a lot of scripture flashing across the screen and a ton of love. And listen, we are looking for sponsorship. So if you'd like to sponsor any of our shows, these are the rates that are up there on the screen, and you see how we sponsor. We either scroll you at the bottom of the screen, or we can pop up a banner. We work to stay within your budget because we want consistency. We don't want you on for a week or a month. We want you to stick around with us for a time. Let's build a relationship and let's work together. Okie dokie. All right, it's about time for me to go. I thank my Lord for keeping my voice together for as long as it did. I don't know what I'm gonna do in the morning. Well, yes, I do. I'm gonna serve the Lord with gladness in the morning, just like I did tonight. If it is the Lord's will, we will be back together again soon with more information, more products, services, more things that you could do to get over the hump together. And if it is the Lord's will, we'll be back with you. Okay? We'll be back with you. Take care, everybody, and be blessed.